I think we're ready to start here. We'll go ahead and begin. My name is Paula Manwaring, and I'm currently serving as UMTA State President, representing our state association. And I would like to welcome everyone to this reception in honor of Dr. Eugene Young, MTNA Teacher of the Year for 2020. We'd like to acknowledge and welcome MTNA's Executive Director and CEO, Dr. Gary Engel, and Martha Healy, MTNA President. Welcome. This is the first time in Utah's history that we've had a teacher receive the MTNA Teacher of the Year Award, and I cannot think of a finer selection than Eugene. This award is given by the Music Teachers National Association, and each of the 50 states send in a nomination. MTNA's Board of Directors then vote, and one teacher from the nation is selected. Eugene is that well-deserving teacher for the year 2020. We love you, Eugene, and have great respect and admiration for you. I would like to now turn the time to Larissa Cope, UMTA's immediate past president, for introductions.
Thank you, Paula. 24 years ago, I received a phone call that completely changed my life. On the other end was a bubbly, energetic voice who asked if I would be willing to come and interview at Weber State, and the rest is history. I, at that time, had no idea how much my life would change because of this incredible woman. I owe my husband to Eugene. If I had not been teaching at Weber State, I would never have met my husband. She has taught nearly all of my children piano lessons at one time or another. And she is one of my dearest friends and one of the greatest examples to me. So we are so pleased today to be able to honor her and to spend a few moments reflecting on the impact that she has had in the lives of so many here in our state and in the nation and around the world. We would like to recognize some special guests who are here with us today. I believe we have Dr. Brad Mortensen, the president of Weber State University. If you are here, Dr. Mortensen, will you just turn your camera on and wave to us for a minute? I wasn't able to see all the, okay, there we go. We also have Dr. Ravi Crowley, who is the WSU provost. Thank you, if you'll wave to us. We have, I believe, our new dean of the Weber State University College of Arts and Humanities, Dr. Deborah Uman, here. If she's here, she could show us. And we also, I believe, have in attendance the acting interim dean of the College of Arts and Humanities at Weber State, Professor Amanda Sowerby. Thank you. We also have Dr. Jenny Kokai, the department chair, or the chair of the Departments of Performing Arts at Weber State University.
I'm here, I just don't have a camera. Congratulations, Dr. Yang.
Thank you. Now, we wish that we could recognize there are so many other distinguished guests from Weber State, but at this time, if you are a colleague of Eugene's from Weber State, or one of her, one of the friends of Weber State, would you please go ahead and turn on your video and wave so we can all see all of these wonderful colleagues of Eugene's. Thank you so much for being here to support her today. We would like to recognize a few of the amazing friends who have been so supportive of Weber State University and of its students and faculty members. So if George and Mary Hall, or Catherine Lindquist, or Alan and Jeannie Hall, or Dr. Robert and Marcia Harris are here, would you go ahead and turn your video on? And
this is George and Mary. Our video is not working.
Okay.
Hopefully the audio is, but Eugene, congratulations. We love you so much.
Congratulations. We love
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you so much for being here with us. We just are so grateful. We
This is
also,
Bob and Marcia,
oh,
and we're having
there we
the
go.
same problem with ours.
Well, thank you.
I said we're having the same problem with our video.
Same here, Eugene. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. We also have some of Eugene's colleagues, professional colleagues from around the country. I know that I saw Randy Faber on the guest list as people came in. But if you're one of her professional colleagues from around the country, would you go ahead and just turn on your video and wave to us also? And that includes that includes Martha Hilly and Gary Engel, who were recognized earlier as representing MTNA.
Hello, darling. I'm sorry I'm late. My Wi-Fi was not working.
Perfect.
I think my video is being turned off.
So, all right. We would also like to recognize our UMTA members. So UMTA members, if you'll just turn on your video and wave to Dr. Young to let her know that you are here as well. We can. So fun to see everyone.
Willa Robinson.
So we would like to also recognize the friends and family of Eugene. We would especially like to recognize her husband, Shiwa Wang. We all know that it's so important when you are involved in such great endeavors to have a very supportive spouse, and Shiwa has definitely been that. So Shiwa, if you are able to do your video, great. But we'd like to invite all of the friends and family right now to turn on your video so we can wave. Many of these individuals are coming from Taiwan via Zoom, so we appreciate all of them. Perfect. And last but not least in any way are all of the current and former students of Dr. Eugene Young who are here. If you would just turn on your camera and go ahead and wave to Dr. Young. We'll just let you know also that you're welcome throughout the time today to leave chats. We will be saving the chat, but you're welcome to leave messages in the chat as well. So I believe it is now my privilege to share with you a video that was made by current and former students of Dr. Young, sharing some of their feelings about her. So let me share my screen and we will do that.
Hello, Dr. Yang. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. Big hug from Taiwan here. Until today, I still vividly remember a lot of my piano pedagogy classes with Dr. Yang. My most recent project is to create a series of online videos to show audience the fun fact about opera and about classical music. It is a musical education program that created by the National Opera House in Taiwan here. And the very first person who showed me the idea of musical education was Dr. Yang. And I will still remember that one of the assignments that she assigned to us is to look for musical games online in different websites. And all of those concepts are still applying to my job until today. So thank you very much, Dr. Yang, and big, big congratulations to you. And when are you come back to Taiwan? Let's go eat something nice. Congratulations.
I remember what you taught us. Music is the joy of love, the medicine of sadness, and the communications between souls. As pianists, we should always bring these to the audiences. You are our creator, who put the soul and the humanity in our music, so after we left the campus, we would be able to appreciate the beauty of life, the kindness of human beings, and the true meaning behind the musical notes.
You taught me to love music. You taught me to play the piano really, really well. But even more important than that to me now as an adult is that you taught me to love the people around you. And as a teacher, you always showed your students that you cared about them as human beings outside of being a pianist. And you put people before the piano, which is really a wonderful, wonderful gift. So thank you so much for loving and caring and having compassion for your students.
I was blessed to be one of Dr. Young's pedagogy students, and probably the thing I still remember the most is how much patience and joy she has for those young piano prep kids. One thing that I had never been taught or demonstrated was how to teach a really beginning student a piece before you even get to the piano. Watching her do ta, 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 and 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3 to the kids and teach them so many ways to approach a piece before you even go to the piano was something that has really changed my teaching, to show me to demonstrate a lot first and reinforce before you play.
Most recently, Dr. Young helped me fix my hand shape and elbow position. She's really good at helping me fix all the things I need to improve on, big or small. She inspires me, and I'm so glad she's my teacher.
Dr. Yang, thank you for being such a patient teacher. You always bring so much positivity to our lessons, and I love that you try to make the lessons what will help me best. I remember several years ago you had me create a story for a piano concerto I was working on. I even drew pictures of the story all over the music. It really helped me to understand the feeling of the piece, and I've used that same technique in other pieces. A few months ago, after I told you I was spending a lot of time writing computer programs, you taught me how to write my own piano practice session in computer code. It was so fun to be able to think of my piano practice in a different way, which I really enjoyed. I'm very thankful that you were my teacher. Thank you.
One particular instance comes to mind when all of us were feeling bogged down by our responsibilities at school, and Dr. Yang could feel the negative energy in the room, so she had everyone stand up and go in a circle and put her hands on the shoulders of the person next to us, or in front of us. She says, now give each other a massage for 1 minute. So we give each other a little neck massage for 1 minute, and you know, it actually helped. Like, we felt a little bit less stressed. Then she said, now let's take a walk outside. So we all took a walk outside, and it was refreshing. It was so good to get fresh air that we forgot existed. And then she brought us back, and then she taught the lesson that she had prepared. It was a great learning lesson for me to always to be aware of the student's needs the day of the lesson, and to put those needs above any lesson plan that you may have planned.
I feel like You prepared me so well for this job that I love. And not only that, but you instilled a passion for learning and to continue learning and to be involved and to always be learning.
My gratitude for Dr. Young's tenacity, passion, energy, and dedication to her students will forever burn. Every time I teach, every time I help a student discover a new concept, and every time I verbalize the difference between a piece and a song, I will think back to the fire that Dr. Young lit within me, a fire that will never extinguish.
Another specific, really fun memory that I have with Dr. Young is when my duet partner, Maggie Watcott, and we made it to the national level of the MTNA Senior Duet Piano Competition back in New York in our high school years. And our music essentially became a giant coloring book. We had so much fun going through all the specific sections and determining what atmosphere, character, anything we could think of, imagery for each section, and we would draw a picture, color it in our music, and we memorized our music, but we continued to think back on all the drawings and all the characters that we had and all the fun that we had.
My good friend Stephanie Aston and I had the opportunity to participate in the MTNA Duet Piano Competition, and it started off a little bit rocky at the state competition. We were nothing special, if not a little bit of an embarrassment, probably to Dr. Young, with some ill preparation on our part. But because we were the only duet competitors in the state of Utah in our age group, we got to go to regionals. And as I'm sure you can imagine, Dr. Young made absolute certain that we were ready and polished for regionals. And I remember having 5-6 hour piano lessons preparing for Las Vegas. And the night that we performed there was truly special and a night I'll remember forever. We ended up winning in Las Vegas and got to go perform in New York City, which was another just incredible opportunity.
I'll never forget her dedication to her students, and specifically one thing she really helped me with in a broader sense of life learning was to let go of perfectionism, and that's something that I continue to think about as I make decisions in my present day life. Dr. Young, thank you so much, and congratulations.
And one of the most important lessons that Dr. Young taught me and is continuing teaching me is how to listen. I remember my very first lesson with Dr. Young after moving to the United States as a freshman at the Weber State University. I was working on Brahms' Opus 118, number 2, the Intermezzo, and it was a 6-hour-long lesson. That lesson completely changed my music world and my understanding of listening. I didn't know listening to the music and the notes could be so three-dimensional and possibly more. You are not just matching the tone, the color, the timing, but also listening to the beginning, the end, the tapering, and the ring of the note. At that time, the concept of imagining the sound before you play it, or you could physically let go of your hands but still create a legato sound with your ears, were concepts completely foreign to me. And once you pass that level, there is imitating the sound of different instruments or human voice and listening to the meaning, the emotion, and the character of each note. So it was definitely one of the most life-changing moments in my music career.
Congratulations, Dr. Young. I just wanted to say how much I love Dr. Young as a teacher. She's truly the first teacher who has taught me how to play the piano and not how to play a piece. Every single lesson I had with her, I learned more and I grew more as a pianist and a teacher, and I really appreciate all she has done to teach me. Thanks so much, Dr. Young.
I was so blessed by your encouragement, your support, your push to make me better for so many years, and I'm so grateful. I hope that someday I can have inspired students the way you've inspired me. Thank you for the time and all the love and energy you put in. As a teacher myself, I often try to think, how would Dr. Young do this? How would she make it more musical? You have such a gift for teaching, and I'm so grateful for all I've learned from you and hope I still get to learn from you a lot in the future. So thank you, Dr. Young.
You and I shared some pretty unique experiences when I was very sick. I remember on one occasion crying in the bathroom before teaching because I felt too sick to even stand, yet alone try to teach a group class that day. You came into the bathroom and comforted me, and then told me that giving up wasn't an option. You told me that I was strong. You told me that I was going to pull myself together, and I was going to walk in there and teach that group class no matter what. And that's exactly what I did, and still, to this day, I'm not sure how I made it through so many difficult experiences. Despite dealing with the early stages of chronic disease, you kept me going. You made sure that I would graduate and accomplish what I had come to Weber State to do. These experiences have influenced me on countless occasions as I have continued to deal with some chronic illness. You taught me what it means to truly be a fighter and to accomplish the goals that you set for yourself, no matter how difficult. A quote that I feel sums up what you taught me says, "You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think." I love you. I miss you. Thank you for who you are and all that you do. Take care.
Thank you, Dr. Young.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Let me turn this on. And there we go. Well, Eugene, I had my Kleenex out. Thank you, Larissa, for putting that together, and what an influence you are to so many of us, and we loved seeing that with you. We would like to now welcome and introduce our guest artist, Misha Gallant. Misha is a student of Dr. Young's, and among many accomplishments, is most recently known as a recipient of the Gilmore Young Artist Award. If you're not familiar with this prestigious award, let me just share that it is given every 2 years to promising young pianists. An anonymous selection committee receives and evaluates nominations by music professionals from around the world. And this award was first granted in 1989, and Misha is one of the most recent recipients, having received the Gilmore Young Artist Award for 2020. I wish we could all be sitting together in the same room and be able to listen together. However, due to the pandemic, Misha has most graciously offered to perform for us today through a pre-recorded video, which we will share now. Here's Misha Gallant. Enjoy. And Eugene, do you want to turn your video on? There we go. Feel free to unmute. What a treat. I think it's appropriate if we wanted to just undo our mute. You have a feeling we need to do this. Nisha, thank you so very much. Something that Eugene shared with me last night, I want to read this. She says, it's actually quite easy for me to give Misha the last minute encouragement before he goes onto the stage. I usually only have to say, just be yourself and make your magic at the piano, which I think we just witnessed. Thank you so very much, Misha. Thank you. I would like to acknowledge at this point, I don't know, Eugene, if you're aware, but we just saw that your teacher, Lydia Artemu, and her husband, David Grayson, are on. And if you're available, feel free to turn your video on and say hello. You're welcome to do that. Or maybe there. Or not, or in the chat. Feel free to in the chat as well.
Paula, I don't know whether their videos can be turned on by themselves or by the host.
Did we turn their video off? We got to find them to turn them on. I think we'll have an opportunity in a little bit here as well to do that, and we'll see if we can get their video turned back on. So we now have the unique opportunity to hear from the Executive Director and CEO of MTNA, Dr. Gary Engel. Gary, I'm going to turn the time to you at this point.
All right. Well, thank you, Paula. By the way, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, Gary, we can hear you, but we cannot see you.
All right. They have just made it such, I think, that I can be seen. Can you see me now? Good. Well, Eugene, it is quite a pleasure for me to be here and to say just a few words to you on your selection as the 2020 MTNA Teacher of the Year. As Paula said earlier in the afternoon, the MTNA Teacher of the Year Award recognizes a teacher who has made a significant difference in the lives of students and has contributed to the advancement of music in the community and in their university, as well as is an outstanding example of a music educator. And we are just so delighted that you were selected as the MTNA Teacher of the Year for 2020. You join a very illustrious group of Teachers of the Year from the past. If you remember, in 2019, the Teacher of the Year was Frances Larimer, who is quite well known within our profession. Also, Sam Holland is a former recipient. As is our own Martha Hilly, who I know is on the broadcast today. Martha was the 2014 Teacher of the Year, and go back even further to Ingrid Clarefield in 2012. So quite an illustrious group of individuals that you're joining. And as Paula mentioned at the beginning, you were the very first recipient from the state of Utah. I would also like to tell everyone here and remind many of them that you have also been honored by your colleagues with the nomination to run for office within MTNA. Eugene is one of the candidates for MTNA Vice President for the 2021-2023 biennium. So good luck with that, Eugene. You know, I came to know the name Eugene Yang during my very first year as CEO of MTNA, and that was some 23 years ago, Eugene. My first conference with MTNA was in 1997, and it was that year that Weber State Collegiate Chapter, that you were the faculty advisor for, was selected as the 1997 Collegiate Chapter of the Year in MTNA. Little did I know, or anyone else know, that this was just the first of numerous Collegiate Chapter of the Year recognition under your leadership. In fact, you and the chapter were selected 3 additional times within, and get this, within the next 10 years, in 2003, in 2005, and 2008. And I can tell you that this accomplishment is unmatched in any other collegiate chapter within MTNA. No chapter is even close to equaling this achievement that you have done. And, you know, we all wondered if Eugene had some kind of secret sauce in her collegiate chapter recipe. But regardless, we're happy that Eugene finally allowed other collegiate chapters to win this prestigious award. As I listened to the testimonies of Eugene's students on the video, it was obvious the incredible impact she had on so many facets of their lives. And what was more obvious to me was that the impact was more than just musical. And I believe that all music teachers, Eugene, should follow your example. And here's what I mean. It goes without saying that the best teachers, like you, must be committed to music and to teaching. After all, that's why you're called music teachers. But Eugene, a teacher like you demonstrates that while a commitment to music and to teaching is important, it's not sufficient. The best music teachers like you are devoted to their students' growth as human beings, as much as, or possibly more so, than you are to the music. A wise person once said, "It makes a difference whether the shepherd loves the fleece or the sheep." Think about it. Is it all about the fleece, or is it about the sheep? And the answer to that truly makes a difference. So in a sense, you must be concerned with the artistic development of students, but you also have to and do realize that music teaching is more than just that, more than just the fleece, more than just the ability to perform music accurately and artistically. Eugene, through your example, you show us the necessity of a music teacher, certainly being an artist maker. We saw your work through the beautiful and artistic playing of Misha. And then through those earlier videos that I mentioned, we saw that you were more than the artist maker. We saw that you were a life shaper. And in fact, the one-on-one relationships that you developed with your students were probably more important adult-child relationship in their lives outside of the relationship with their parents. You nurtured them, you inspired them, as well as teaching them musically. So I think it can be said in summary that music teaching and music students all over the world are better because of you, of who you are personally, and because of what you do professionally. Your life has made a difference, and music students will never be the same because of your influence on them. In fact, I think your influence will continue for generations to come through the thousands of music students who have been, who are being, and will be touched and inspired as a result of your selfless devotion to them, as well as to your unwavering commitment to the art of teaching and to your profound and prolific personal and professional accomplishments. So Eugene, on behalf of MTNA President Martha Hilly, the board of directors, and your thousands of colleagues in MTNA, I congratulate you on this monumental achievement in recognition of your dedication to the music teaching profession, to MTNA, to the Utah Music Teachers Association, and most especially to your superb teaching and mentorship of your students, past, present, and future. Congratulations, Eugene.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Gary, for all of your kind words and for everything that you have done for our profession and also for leading us in this very, very unusual time. Paula last night, very, very late last night, asked me whether I would want to say a few words. So I quickly put something together, and fortunately, okay, those are something that I have always felt, so it's not that difficult to put it together. So, well, first of all, usually people would only be given this kind of magnitude of celebration event when they are about to retire. So maybe I should seriously consider this option so that I can end my piano teaching career on a very high note. I cannot tell you how grateful I am to the UMTA State President, Paula Mannering, and UMTA Immediate President, Larissa Cope, as well as the UMTA State Board members for their tremendous effort to organize and host this virtual event to celebrate my 2020 MTNA Teacher of the Year National Award given by Music Teachers National Association. I wanted to be a teacher since I was 3 years old and got my first taste of, quote, the power of being a teacher. When my mother, who was a third grade teacher, elementary school teacher at that time, took me with her to school one day, I walked onto the podium in her classroom with great excitement and used my 3-year-old child voice to shout out, "Now everybody be quiet." And I got a full room of 50 totally stunned third graders who were twice as big as I was to be completely silent. Now here's the power of being a teacher. I am extremely honored to receive this incredible, prestigious national award given by MTNA. It is such a privilege also to have Dr. Gary Ingle, the MTNA Executive Director and CEO, joining us from Cincinnati at this special event, and also Martha Hilly, our National President of MTNA, with us at this event. I would like to point out, though, this really is not an award just for me. It is a recognition for an army of people in my life who have shaped me and made me who I am today. First, I would like to thank my amazing teachers and mentors who I had the great fortune to study with, and those who took me under their wings and nurtured me all these years. Among them, Professor Lydia Artemio, and I don't know whether we can see the video because there are so many people, so I don't know how they can be seen. But I just like to mention your names, and maybe at the end of this event, we can have everybody unmute their video. So Professor Lydia Artemio, Joanne Smith, Catherine Caragnan, Kenny Strake, David Grayson, Nadita True, Jim Barr, Marvin Brickenstaff, Martha Hilly, Randy Faber, Catherine Rowland. The list goes on and on. They are such remarkable role models for me in so many ways. They're so inspirational, passionate about what they do, and they have so generously shared so much of their knowledge, skills, expertise, and love to guide me in my music journey. They show me what it would take to really achieve excellence in every one of my lessons or classes or encounters with them. They have all left their legacies through their masterful teaching, which I feel so compelled to pass on to my students because I have been given so much. Next, my fabulous former and current students who have always continuously put me on my toes every single day and have given me daily opportunities to sharpen and refine my problem-solving skills. They have continuously motivated me with their impressive musical growth and transformation, and have given me so much gratification in what I do. The joy of listening to my piano students playing with beautiful sounds that gave me goosebumps in their lessons and performances, and watching my undergrad pedagogy students teaching with great confidence and effectiveness in their practice teaching at such young age. It's like watching butterflies, watching the caterpillars turn into butterflies. Words cannot hardly describe that feeling. Oh, and one more thing. There's a bonus coming from working with these young students, these young people every day. I don't feel like I'm getting older, even though after all these years, I forgot how old I am becoming because I'm with them every day. So one day, it took me a couple of days to get over the shock, hearing a college student in my group piano class said to me, "My mother said she was your student." The third very significant group that I also will share this award with is what I call my critical support group and my indispensable cheerleading group. First, the superb administration at Weber State University. President Brett Mortensen, former President Ann Milner, the former Provost Mike Vaughn, Madame Miner, and my former Dean Scott Springer, the intern Dean Amanda Sorby, our former chair Tom Priest, and current chair Jenny Kokai, and our incoming new dean Deborah Uman, and our new provost Robbie Crowley. These incredible group of people are one very, very big driving force behind me to make me feel like I can do anything because I have their support. Second, my wonderful WSU colleagues at the Department of Performing Arts and also from other departments of the university who I very much enjoy working with. Next, the exceptional donors and terrific supporters of our piano program at Weber State University, such as Bob and Marsha Harris, Ellen and Jeannie Hall, George and Mary Hall, Catherine Lindquist, Dean Hurst, Kristen Hurst, and Karen Hurst, Judith Mitchell, Kathleen Lutkin, Karen and Rick Fairbanks, and David and Ruth Toller. Without their generosity and their continuing support, the piano program at Weber State University would not have been where it is today. Next, my very dear friends from the state of Utah, my UMTA family and friends, my professional colleagues, and my very close friends from around the country and from overseas. There will not be enough time for me to call out your names individually, but please know how much I appreciate all of you, because you have made such a difference in my life. And your precious friendship, your constant encouragement, your great support, they are so important in what I do every day. Finally, my sincere gratitude to my parents, my siblings, and my very dear family. I'm so pleased that some of them are able to attend this virtual reception today, which includes my dear husband, Shiwa, who have been the reason that I came to Utah many years ago and has always given me the freedom and the time and energy that I needed to devote to my professional work. Also, I'm so pleased to have my brother-in-law, my sister-in-laws, my cousins from California, as well as my niece and nephews who are able to join us today. I feel so blessed to have each one of you in my life. In your own way, you have made a special impact in my musical journey and my life journey. I thank you from the bottom of my heart to be able to have you with me at this celebration event. Well, I think we now need to post a sign-up sheet. So for all of you to pick a date so that you can come to our house for the real reception food once the COVID situation calms down a bit. So please know how much I feel the love that you have for me, and please know I have the same for you. Please be safe and keep yourself healthy. And thank you so much for being here today, and love you all.
We love you, Eugene, very, very much. Yes, if you want to unmute yourself at this point for Eugene, would like to say thank you to you.
Thank you, Eugene.
Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you, darling.
I can't think of a better way to end this wonderful reception. Thank you for being who you are, Eugene. We have quite a number that have expressed their congratulations in the chat, and I'm going to, before I forget right now, and save that chat, and I'll send that to you so you have all of their personal congratulations.
Thank you so much, Paula. I saw that the session has been recorded, so if people would like to.
Well, we have so many people and so bandwidth. Try again. There we go.
Okay, good. So I was just asking about whether they can find the link if they missed the earlier portion of the event and they want to see.
Yes, for sure. Yes, on utahmta.org. We will have this, once we get this converted, this recording will go on the conference page, and everyone is welcome to do that at that time. Thank you for mentioning that. Thank you very much, and appreciate everyone's coming and everyone's participation. And we just love you, Eugene. Thank you very much for sharing your life with all of us. And we'll end this meeting at this point. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. So good to see you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. The video.